Hello and welcome back. In this video, we're going to step back from Python and talk a little bit about cluster analysis on a very basic level. And rather than importing data that is kind of meaningless and trying to extrapolate some more meaningless information from that data, I thought it'd be very useful to kind of work with real world data that others have compiled and others have produced network maps on. And the way in which we're going to talk about this in this video is through this, I've never known how to actually say it. It's VIS JavaScript. It's a very powerful JavaScript way of analyzing networks. And we're going to be working with this network map right here, World Cup data. And what I'm going to do is pull it up over here. And the reason why I've already got it preloaded is because it's using a spring-loaded graph that's very expensive to use. And it took me about 10 minutes to get the data to sit long enough where I could actually mouse over individuals and retrieve information that I wanted to see, such as right here with Patrick Pemberton, never heard of him. I can see that he has a country of Costa Rica and a team of Alajuelense. Hopefully I said that right, not a clue. What we're seeing here essentially are nodes from the World Cup. Which World Cup? I don't know. But that doesn't really matter. And what we're seeing are individual nodes, and each individual node is a person. We can zoom out, we can zoom in on each of them. Each node's color is determined, at least as far as I can tell, based upon their country. So the country in which they're from, the country in which they are at least playing for in the World Cup. So when we zoom in on a node, like I said, you can kind of see some key information. You get the title, which is going to tell you the country, Costa Rica, and the team, Herediano. Hopefully I said that one right. But what's interesting about this is that we can actually analyze these clusters without actually looking at raw data in and of itself. We can analyze the clusters just by looking at their visual representation on a map. So let's do just that. If you remember from my first video, I mentioned that a cluster was a grouping of nodes. So this is a cluster here, this is a cluster here, this is a cluster here. And I would encourage you, I'm going to put the link in the description, to just look at the data and see what you can kind of guess about it just by looking at it being represented visually. So me looking at this, I see a large grouping of clusters right in the middle. This means that these nodes are all connected in some capacity to each other in in a myriad of ways. So a lot of these guys are connected. And what I'm seeing is that these other country clusters, so this one here, we know that that one's Costa Rica now, are actually disconnected in some capacity from this huge grouping of clusters, this cluster of clusters in the middle. So let's zoom in and start making some really rudimentary deductions about just the data as it's represented visually. This might not be correct, but it'll at least give you a good sense of how cluster analysis kind of works using network maps. So let's zoom in and see what countries these individuals are from. So this individual is from France, Argentina. So that light pink is Argentina. This purplish color is France. What color is this? This yellowish color, that's going to be Switzerland. What's red? Red's Uruguay. Another South America. Germany here. And we see Brazil there. So a lot of these central clusters that we see, these country clusters, are individuals who are coming from South American countries or Western European countries, it looks like. Let's take a look at some of these outside nodes, though. My guess is that these are going to be further away from South America or Western Europe. So Algeria, there we go. What's this one over here? This one might be Chile, South America. All right. This one's probably going to be somewhere different. Where's this one? South Korea. All right, there you go. So definitely coming from Asia there. What do we have here? This was Costa Rica. What? Honduras. Okay, so a smaller country. But this one over here, Australia. So Australia is actually quite far removed. And again, it's being far removed because Australia's nodes, so the Australians in this map, are not connected to too many other individuals, meaning they're not playing on the same soccer teams as all of these other individuals over here are. And that means that we can look at this data probably pretty quickly, and we can see that there's really only one, two, three individuals who are connected to external teams. This guy, again, I don't know my soccer players that well. Mitchell Langerak, he's got connections to a couple different places and or a couple different individuals because he's playing on teams that are more centered in this area over here. So just by me guessing, I am guessing that he plays for a slightly better team than someone over here. So let's do that right now. Oh, look up here. We have one that's really far removed from everything else. So this country right here, whatever it is, it means that it's got very few individuals who play for Central European, with Central European play or Western European players or South American players in some capacity, because it's a very disparate, very far removed cluster, and I can see that there's only really two individuals from this cluster who are connected in any capacity out there, and that's this guy who plays for Fulham, and this guy who plays for Eintracht Braunschweig. So what does that tell us about this cluster? First of all, where are they from? Iran. Okay, so Iran is a cluster that is very far removed from these other teams. What teams they're connected to seem to be internal. So all these guys play for similar teams. So if I had to just take a wild guess, I would guess that these teams are from countries that have either smaller soccer programs or they're teams that exist in their home country. This is purely just a guess. Let's look down here at this. This was what, Costa Rica? Let's kind of run a test on this data. So we see that these people on the outside of the Costa Rican cluster, they're connected to other people. So Mainz 05, I actually know them. That's my favorite German soccer team. They're in the Bundesliga, so that's a major team, but they're not one of the better teams. So this individual is Junior. I'm just gonna say Junior Diaz. That's my thick American accent coming out right now. He's connected to Mainz 05 or 05, 05 PSV. Okay, but so these individuals are all connected to kind of larger soccer programs and connected to individuals outside of Costa Rica. So Rosenborg. What do we know about, what can we guess about these individuals here? Well, like in the Iran cluster, we can kind of guess that these individuals are connected to smaller teams or teams that are probably locally located. So here I see two individuals playing for Saprissa. Do we see anyone else playing for Saprissa? Copenhagen. Okay, so let's look at Saprissa. I'm just going to do a quick Google search. So football Saprissa, there we go. And it turns out, just by me guessing, that Saprissa actually is a Costa Rican football team. So how was I able to figure that out without actually having to look it up? The reason why I was able to figure it out is because this individual here, Yeltsin Tejeda, is connected to a whole bunch of other individuals. But what he is functioning in is he's functioning in a very isolated manner within this Costa Rican cluster, which means he's connected to individuals who either play for a localized or a regional team, or people who play for probably smaller teams that aren't connected to these other major nodes that are connected to this very centralized cluster. And if we zoom in on this center of this cluster, my guess is that as you get closer to the center, you get the players who play for the more competitive teams. This is just a guess. I'm just going through and just looking at them. Napoli, Paris Saint-Germain. There you go. Paris Saint-Germain. Let's look over here at this blue cluster. Manchester United. So again, we have a person from Spain who's playing for Manchester United. Internazionale. Atletico Madrid. I believe that's a big name. Again, I'm not entirely sure. Barcelona, I know is. But as I guessed, the Real Madrid, these individuals that are kind of in this closer cluster are playing with more individuals from different teams. And as such, they're probably the individuals who are traded most frequently or are on loan most frequently, and therefore are more representative of it represents probably their greater importance in soccer and their greater skill. And the reason why it's doing that is because the World Cup will obviously take the best of the best from each country. And the best of the best typically will play for better teams. And so what's ended up happening here is these larger clusters are forming because these individuals at this closer in this close area of the network map are playing for the teams that are occurring most frequently. So the teams that occur most frequently are going to naturally be the better teams because they're taking the best players from those teams. I hope that makes somewhat sense. But you can see just from looking at this one network map how me, who has no idea about really any of this, could make some very rudimentary deductions about the data, having not analyzed the raw data in and of itself. I have only looked at this pure network map, and I've made some general observations that we've tested and seem to be actually true, based on nothing more than an algorithm that repels nodes from one another based upon number of connections, number of neighbors. So that's how you can use cluster maps to kind of, or network maps to perform very rudimentary cluster analysis. If you're actually going to be doing this in a scholarly way, you're going to want to look at the data further, test the validity, and look at not just the network map, but the raw data in and of itself. This is purely how you can use a network map to represent that data visually and actually perform rudimentary cluster analysis on it. Thank you for listening.